Hi, I'm Vince Weston. There was a couple of things with my Wright Flyer update, one about, actually concerning the Wright Flyer that I didn't talk about yesterday, and I do have an update on another build that I'm working on. Concerning the Wright Flyer, there is a section here in the diorama instructions, number 20, and that talks about the front rudder assembly of the Wright Flyer was controlled by a small bicycle chain. The two gears are present in the kit. The chain was created with a fine gilded silver thread available in any fabric store. This chain was first attached with superglue behind the rear gear, then stretched over the front gear, securing it where it began so the junction is not visible. This detail should be added before the front rudder assembly is attached to the main wing. I did do that detail, and I had this on hand, which is a small gilded thread, which I guess looks like bicycle chain from a good distance. I believe I bought this a couple years ago at Hobby Lobby. It was a whole 99 cents. I don't think I used my 40% off on this. But anyway, what they're talking about, if I can get this into frame and get a pointer here, back here is on the cross lever is a gear. It's just actually just a round assembly on the long piece, and up in front, up in the top of the canard, there's another one that matches. And what I did actually was I glued it in the center, leaving myself some extra up here to wrap it around the top. And once I got the canard in place, I pulled it a little tight and glued it underneath first, and then pulled it over top and glued that in place. So let's see if I can put everything down, and maybe I can get my fingers in there enough to show you. You can see that the little wire, or well, it's the thread, is in place there. I think it adds a pretty nice detail, especially to the front end, additional to the cockpit. It worked out pretty well. So a little bit more to add to the detailing of your Wright Flyer. The second thing I wanted to talk about was the Pyro was a company, and I yesterday showed my Avro 911 biplane. They had lots of historic planes in their line. I have no idea what actually ever happened to the company, or what actually, I should probably look it up on the web, it probably tells you whatever happened to their molds. They had some pretty nice molds. Their kits were fairly good. The plastic was a little flaky, not like the styrene that you're used to. But anyway, this is a plastic hobby kits it's from 1969 from Pyro Plastics Corporation of Pyro Park, Union, New Jersey. Yay, Jersey. So I just thought I'd give you a quick run through of this. A lot of these don't show their scale, but you have Chevys, Fords, foreign sports cars, Plymouths, and dragsters, which look pretty much like 32 Fords with big engines in them. They were 60 cents. So then they scaled out and told you they have 1/32 classic cars, which include some Pierces, Lincolns, Packards, all from the 30s, Cadillac Town Car, but these were all in 1/32. And then they have deluxe classic cars in 1/25 scale, which were $1. The 1/32 were $1.25. And then we have vintage brass cars for $1.25. Their proud little statement that Pyro has the nicest models
I guess that's Lynn again. You could get a motorized Volkswagen Beetle for $2. A two-way display bubble. I'm not sure what the second way is, but and that's for $1.32. That was $1. Motorcycles, mostly, well, there's actually two of them are scooters, and the rest are motorcycles, mostly BSAs and Yamahas, and they were in 1/16 scale. That was $1.25. Additionally, you could get full-size firearms. These were plastic and you couldn't shoot these, as far as I know. You've got Colts and flintlocks and things like that. You got a blunderbuss for $2. And down here's the most expensive rifle, which is a Western saddle gun rifle for $5. And a Kentucky rifle, which I presume was probably $5 also. Over here you have anatomy, of which you had the heart, which was life-size, and a human eye, which was 4 times life-size. Nice little order blank. And on the back is ships. Unfortunately, they don't really have any airplanes shown in this, which is kind of weird since they put this in a airplane kit. Historic ships for 75 cents, Navy ships, which includes the Hornet, the North Carolina, the Yamato, the Lexington, something else in the Massachusetts for 60 cents, sailing ships for $1.25, $2 for the Olympia, a liner, and the USS Maine, $1.50 for the set of 2 of the Monitor and the Merrimack, and a couple of riverboats for $8. These were probably the largest ones down here, since they were $8 and everything else was $2. No scale on these either. You've got collector ships, which include tugboats, fishing trawlers, American Cup Racer, a war schooner, Portuguese man of war, etc., etc., and they were $4. And then, last but not least, once again, Pyro has the nicest kits. You had dinosaurs for $1, including your Stegosaurus, Tyrannosaurus, Brontosaurus, etc., etc. So I just wanted to share that with you, since I found that just recently, and since I did show the kit or the build that goes with that. My next piece is actually the update, and that concerns my post-apocalyptic nightmare. My vehicle here, based on the Alley Rat by Monogram. I've gotten my front shield figured out. I've actually had it in my brain pretty much during the whole entire time I had put it aside. I kind of pondered it and got it figured out, what I was thinking of doing, and I did it today. This is actually release 1.1 because I had a problem with the strip on the side. I was trying to heat it and I melted it, and was able to take this apart and save the main portion and just replace this one piece, and actually came out a little better than my first try anyway. It's just basically strip and rod. I've got some tabs that are sticking up over the top, and I'll glue them all in place onto the truck in the 4 corners and make that look like the piece has been welded in place. I still have some work to do to the piece itself to make it look like it was welded. I use gel super glue for that, like I did on the body here. I didn't have a lot of luck with the heat and rod treatment, so I've kind of cheated this method, which comes out okay. But anyway, it's like 1/8 or 0.60 rod and a little bit wider strip. I put 5 bars across, as you can count, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. It'll finish up the front armor for the cab, As you remember, I do have some back grille armor on the rear, which was actually just window screen pulled to a 45-degree angle and glued, and then I made it look like it was welded in place. So that's my update of what I've gotten accomplished today. So with those things all said, I will say thanks for watching. Have fun and be careful. Stay out of trouble. Bye.